It's Christmas time and time for a carol.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, bitches.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Bourbon Bender, the all-new series here on YouTube and the World Wide Web. Last time you joined me, I enjoyed a dram of the Bullet Frontier whiskey. Enjoy might be a bit of an overstatement. But I pulled out of this Drinks by the Dram Bourbon Advent Calendar, as you see here, which houses 24 different drams of bourbon whiskey from all over the country, boxed by the Drinks by the Dram team up in England, and sent to me to review for the month of December leading up until Christmas Day, of course. If any of you bourbon enthusiasts want to get your hands on a box like this for next season, it ran me about 139 pounds, which roughly translates to 178 US dollars. It was about $200 after shipping, so really not terrible. It's cheaper than going out and buying 24 ounces of whiskey at a bar, and you get the fun of having like a treasure hunt in your own backyard, or in this case in your own living room, or something that looks like a living room that was made strictly for television purposes. It is Sunday after all, so while you and your family are gathering around the television to watch some of America's pastime, aka football, you can enjoy yourself a nice glass of bourbon, which I'm about to do right now. Now, as I kind of mentioned previously, it is kind of hard to find the particular door in question. Oh, there it is. I guess if I could offer one piece of advice for the guys over at Drinks by the Dram, is that maybe lessen up on your design. Like, as much as I like, kind of all these little facts and like old ads and like a picture of the United States and Pangea, like black ink and like coffee stands and stuff like that. It is very hard to kind of read. So like it does look nice like under a tree. But when it comes to ease of access, there might be a little bit more you could do to kind of make it easier. So just putting that out there, you don't have to listen to me or anything like that. But, so this is the second door for day 2. I'm going to pop it open and kind of see what we're dealing with today. Hopefully it's something that I haven't had, although I have to admit that would be a great unlikelihood because of how much bourbon I've consumed in my day. So I'm just going to reach on in there. It's on the wrist. I'm sure that there's a better way to do this I'm not doing. Oh shit. Alright, well, just took that under the tree. Santa will never know. Yeah, I kind of figured that out posthumously. I'm fully content in the knowledge that this box won't be in one piece by the time I'm done. So, one of my old favorites. Maker's Mark. They should have dipped this one in red just for old time's sake. So Maker's Mark is one of the first whiskeys I ever had, really. Surely on its availability, there's very few bars you can go to in the United States, continental or otherwise, where you won't be able to find this. It is a product of the Beam Suntory, aka the Jim Beam Distillery. Much like other Jim Beam products such as Knob Creek and Basil Hayden, every single one of them is kind of named for one of the distillers or master tasters or master blenders and all that stuff, and they always have some kind of a associated name with that. It's a 90 proof, 47% alcohol by volume, but extremely easy drinking, like especially compared to the Bullet that I had last time. I gotta say, like, it's a very smooth one. I feel like they should have dipped this guy in red wax just for old time's sake and to keep with the brand, but I understand that they had to keep consistent and that would be a real pain in the ass. So, but they were putting these little labels on it, so like, why not? Why quit when you're ahead? Fun fact about Maker's Mark: if you ever find yourself a real bottle of Maker's Mark, and I'm not sure if it works for the 46 brand, but it probably does. Actually, hang on a second. Oh, this is Maker's Mark 46. There's like a very, very small 46 like right there on the bottle that I didn't notice until just now, which is actually like a smaller batch of Maker's Mark. It's a little bit more rounded. That's made in less than 1,000 barrels whenever they produce it, so it's not like as widely available as the standard Maker's Mark. But as I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted by this tiny detail, is that if you find a bottle of Maker's Mark and it has the wax dripping down over the label, it's very rare to find, but actually, if you ever locate a bottle where the wax is just like all over that label, those bottles are actually worth quite a bit on the black bourbon market. So, because it shows that somebody was asleep at the wheel at the Maker's Mark facility when it came to applying the wax to the bottle. So just, random thought that popped into my mind. So now I've had this one before too. So we're 0 for 2 on new bourbons that I haven't enjoyed, but there are 24 bourbons in here, so I'm really hoping that, I'm going to find something new and interesting that I can try. I'm going to try not to spill it this time. So right off the bat, Maker's is a very smooth whiskey in general. Again, best enjoyed of rocks in my opinion, but 46 is a little bit more well-rounded, a little bit easier to drink, much less on the palate as far as heat. You do get a little bit of heat on the tail end, but like way less. And actually you get a little bit almost like a cinnamon kick, so like this would be a good one. I would never recommend mixing nice bourbon in eggnog, but if you had to choose one, like this would be a good one because it's got a little bit of that spice to it. You also get a little bit of almost like clarified butter to it, and a little bit of a nuttiness, so good Christmas one. I might add also that Maker's 46 is kind of a nicer bottle than the Maker's traditional brand. And so if you're looking to buy like a not super high-end, not like super expensive bottle of bourbon for like the aspiring bourbon drinker in your life, one that will show that like you gave it a little thought, but you didn't just go like bottom shelf, you didn't like spend $200 on a bottle, you can pick up a bottle of 46 for around 46 to 50 bucks. And it shows that like you have a little bit elevated taste and quality in the product that you're giving them. So like it's a good gift giving bottle, and it looks good on a shelf too because it's just a little bit different. So something to keep in mind heading into this Christmas season, because I don't know what you got me yet. So if you're looking to get me something, I won't complain. Finishes strong. So yeah, so that was the Maker's Mark 46. Always a good go-to. Again, still nothing new out of this box yet, but I've drank more bourbons than some people. So if you're like a first-time bourbon drinker, you might actually gain a lot of new insight from this box. And I definitely encourage anybody who's interested in drinking whiskey and learning more about it to look into boxes like this, or a subscription service like Flaviar or something like that, where you get, small amounts of bourbon and different whiskeys, and you don't have to necessarily commit to an entire bottle and not know what you're gonna like. It's a great way to kind of test the waters, as it were. I think that'll just about do it for this particular episode of Bourbon Bender. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video and feel like finding out more about what I uncover in this here box. Tune in tomorrow for the next episode while we open up door number 3 and see what's behind there. It might be a trip to Kentucky, it might be a zebra, you never really know. But I'm just hoping it's going to be something new and interesting. So that'll do for today. I hope your team wins whatever football game that you guys are watching, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. In the meantime, drink more bourbon.